Welcome back to Political Connections, everyone. I'm Ibeth Brusual. Continuing now with Republican Party of Florida Chairman Lenny Curry. You know, it was just over a year ago, Mr. Curry, that you were elected vice chairman of the state party, and Dave Bittner was elected chairman this past September. As we all know, we lost Chairman Bittner to Lou Gehrig's disease, and one of his last wishes was that the party would elect you as the party's new chairman. Tell me what the last year was like for you, the highs, the lows, what you're most proud of, and what Chairman Bittner meant to you.
Well, I was elected vice chairman when Dave Bittner was elected chairman in January, and I got to know him very well, very quickly over the course of just a few months. And Dave was committed to the grassroots. He was committed to the message. He was able to bridge grassroots with legislators, with donors. He really left the party in very good shape in terms of fundraising and energy. And when he, just before he passed, he asked me to consider running to serve the remainder of his term, and it was an emotional and humbling experience. It'd be impossible to describe here without breaking up and getting teary-eyed. I'm just humbled that he had that confidence in me and working hard every day to fulfill his wish, and that is to win Florida for the White House, to carry our governor's message of job creation and education and get the job done.
I take it it's not just a job for you, it's a mission that you want to see come to fruition for him. All right, so now you've been in the chair for just about 6 months, and at the start of the year, the first big issue that the legislature had to deal with was redistricting, and you've seen the maps. Do you think the legislature satisfied the spirit of amendments 5 and 6, the Fair Districts amendments?
Absolutely. They acted in accordance with the law. It was the most open, transparent process. There were a number of public hearings, and they did a great job, and I believe that they'll stand up. Their maps will stand.
So, you know, here in Florida, Mr. Curry, we have a little Senate race this year. I don't know if you've heard about it. Several candidates have come forward who want to take on incumbent, the senior senator, Bill Nelson, in November. How do you see the race going at this point, and what does the nominee need to do in order to win this seat?
Well, the nominee needs to point out that Senator Nelson is married to the policies of Barack Obama, and President Barack Obama is going to have to record in the promises that he made that he didn't fulfill. He said he was going to cut the deficit in half. That's not happened. We know what happened there. He said that gasoline, I believe he said, would be $2.50 a gallon. It's well above that now, and I believe it was $1.68 when he was elected. So Senator Nelson is married to the record of President Obama. We need to point that out, and then our nominee will need to run on an agenda of job creation, of free enterprise, and explain how free enterprise will do more to help people that are in poverty, that want to get out of poverty, or that want to get out of the middle class and just chase their dreams. Free enterprise will do that better than the big government programs the President Obama believes in.
You know, there's been some published reports that I've seen here and there that recently, when the president has been in Central Florida, Senator Nelson has not been there, and that's kind of interesting, making some people kind of scratch their heads, because most people who are in the same party would want to be seen with the president, but not looking into it, just kind of pointing that out there. Okay, let's switch gears now. In the House of Representatives, Republicans hold all but 6 seats statewide, and at this point right now, do you see that number changing after the November election?
One of our jobs as the party is to protect our incumbents and make sure that we hold our seats. So fortunately, we've got the funding, the resources, and the energy to do that, and that is going to be one of our many goals.
Let's go ahead and revisit redistricting. We can't talk enough about this, right? Really move things around. You've got the whole John Mica, Sandy Adams situation here in Central Florida. 2 new districts have been added, and others have been virtually eliminated with the new congressional maps. Do you think all of these changes will have a negative impact on the voters, come election day? And is this all too much for the average voter to absorb? Is it just too much?
No, I think the voters they don't completely understand the sausage making that goes into the legislative process, and that's just part of how it works. It's hard work that these guys do making these things happen, and they take the heat for making hard decisions. I don't like seeing incumbents having to face each other in a primary, but It's where we are right now. When it comes to turning out voters, our nominees are just going to have to make the case. It's about free enterprise. If you don't have free enterprise, you don't have liberty, you don't have freedom. Economic freedom is what it's about. Our nominees at all levels need to explain to Floridians how that will affect their lives and create an opportunity and give them the chance to fulfill their dreams.
Let's continue to talk about when it comes to looking forward to the convention, okay? Tampa, Orlando, the whole I-4 corridor, it's fertile ground for undecided voters, and we have so many in this area. What do you see at the grassroots level for your party going on between now and come the convention?
The I-4 corridor is going to be very important. There are a number of swing voters here that are not married to either party, and we will be here stomping, talking to individuals, communicating the message. Again, I go back to free enterprise. It's what I believe. I believe it's the bedrock and foundation, and I believe it's what's going to give, regardless of ethnic background, socioeconomic background, that's what's going to create the most opportunity for individual lives. And that's what we'll be talking about on the I-4 corridor. We'll be talking about Republican policies that Governor Scott has pushed, which are job creation, the successes we've experienced there, and I believe that will connect with the voting public as well as an educated workforce, educating our children.
And there you have it, straight from the top, Republican Party of Florida Chairman Lenny Curry. Thanks so much for joining us today.